Yo, what up guys, OPTCG Daniel here, back at again with a deck profile video. So today we're gonna do everybody's favorite yellow leader. It is Enel. Opponent's turn, once per turn. When your number of life cards becomes 0, add 1 card from top of your deck to the top of your life cards. Then trash 1 card from your hand. So yeah, you always have 1 life more than what you think. And also, if you have 0 cards in hand, you can just use the ability, because you don't need to trash. If you have 0 cards, you can just gain a life. Don't need to trash anything, so that's really nice. But yeah, this deck got a lot of support in this set. A lot of cards you can add to the deck, like Bonnie, Nami, what's the name again? S-Snake, stuff like that. But I think we only need 4 cards for this new set. So let's go right into deck profile. Oh yeah, by the way, I made this deck profile for someone for our locals. A youngling wanted to see an NL build, so I said I will make a video for you. So yeah, shout out to you. You know who you are. For our 1 cost, we play 4 times Flampe. Flampe is just a 2k counter, but also if your opponent decides to starve you, you can play this on play. You may add 1 card from top or bottom of your life cards to your hand, draw 1 card. So let's say they won't attack you more than 2. You can play this for 1, take a life, draw a card. You can play Yamato, pop something, gain a life. Really nice. So this is definitely a card you need in your hand. Just don't counter out too early with this card. Always use it for endgame. Then for our 2 costs, we play 4 times 2 cost Nami. It's a good card. It gives your leader banish, so that's really nice. Usually what I do on my 4 Dawn turn, I just play this, attach 2 Dawns to my leader, swing for 7 for banish, for some cards out. But yeah, really good card. On play, up to 1 of your leader or character cards gain a banish, and then trigger, KO up to 1 of your opponent's cards for the cost of 5 or less. So really good, has multiple purposes in the deck, and we also play a card that will combo off with this one, I should say. Then for our last 2 cost cards, we play 2 times Shirohoshi. I still think that Black and Black Yellow Luffy are one of the best decks, and they KO stuff. Maybe even Marco, or just decks in general that KO stuff. This card is really good. It's a blocker. When this card is KO'd by your opponent's effect, add up to 1 card from top of your deck to the top of your life cards. So if they KO this, you just gain a life. And it's a blocker. Really nice. Yeah, not a lot to talk about. Then for our 3 cost, we play 4 times Capone Gang Badge. You know it, this card is really good. 2k counter, but a trigger is the best. Up to 1 of your opponent or leader characters cannot attack during this turn. So if you trigger this from life, they have 1 attack less. Maybe even save you from lethal, stuff like that. Really good. And if not, 2k counter. Always try not to counter with this card in your hand. Let your opponent think, okay, I have not seen any Capones in the trash or counter, so they must be in life or in the deck. So do some brain games against your opponent with this card. Then for our 4 costs, we play 4 times Frankie. Frankie is 2k counter, but also really good in the end game, because the trigger, draw 1 card, then if you have 1 or less life cards, play this card. So it's just an extra body on the field that you can go for potential lethal, pressure, and just a draw, and you can play. Be mindful though, if you think, okay, I will not survive this attack or next attack, you get this from life, think about triggering it or not, because you might need a 2k, and if you draw a card, you can get a 0 counter card. So yeah, be mindful on when to use the effect. Don't just trigger it always. Calculate stuff. Then for our 5 cost, we play 4 times Getatsu. Getatsu is really good because you want to starve out some decks. On play, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters equal to their life, or less than the life. So yeah, if you play against a 4 life leader, just don't attack. If they play a 4 cost, you play this, you KO the 4 cost. Easy. Or if they're a 5 life leader, they play a 5 cost, you play this, KO it. Really good card, doesn't counter big attacker. And basically this is your opening that you want to always see. Then for our other 5 costs, we play 4 times Shirohoshi. Yeah, Shirohoshi is just a trigger card, or also on play, draw 3 cards, trash 2 cards from your hand. Really good. If you trigger it from life, always trigger it, filter out the cards you don't need, or draw cards that you need for next turn or for protection. You can also always hard play this, and then if it stays alive, you can just put it into your life with category, and you can get insane value out of this card. Really good, and if not, 1k counter. Then for the new addition to the deck, we play only 4 times the new Anami. A really nice card. On play, you may trash 1 card with trigger from your hand, KO up to one of your opponent's cards with a cost of 5 or less. Then if you have 3 or less cards in your hand, draw 1. And the trigger is activate this card's on play effect. So like I said, you have a lot of trigger cards, some trigger cards you don't need, so you can just play this, have a body on the field, KO a 5 cost. KOing a 5 cost is really big, because most of the good blockers are 5 cost. Queen, Kid, Sabo, stuff like that. The 5 cost Luffy that will trash a life, gain 2k power. Really good cards if they're not protected. You can always play this, get rid of a dead trigger in your hand. Like I said, you play a lot of triggers. You can discard the Shirohoshi, the Frankie, maybe not the Frankie, it's 2k counter, the Nami with the banish, stuff like that, and also some event cards. And then from a 5 cost, we spring all the way to 8 cost. We of course play our classic big bodies. Yeah, this card is insanely good. On play, add up to 1 card with a cost of 8 or less to the top or bottom of the owner's or... let me read. It's been a long time. Add up to 1 card with a cost of 8 or less to the top or bottom of the owner's life cards face up. So, also a really handy tip is, say you have no cards in your field, you have no lives, you play this, use the effect, you can put this card into your own life, because it can target itself, and then your leader ability is active, so you have then again a life, and then you gain a life, and then etc, etc. Really good card. If you have no plays, definitely think of that. Putting this card into your own life is really 1000 IQ play. But yeah, get rid of annoying cards. 8 cost kid goes to the bottom of your opponent's life. Some other annoying cards, you know, Moria, stuff like that. It's really good. Just get rid of annoying cards and then just go big, 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 big. This deck wins on big bodies. Then for our 9 cost, we play 4 times Yamato. Like I said, if they keep you at 2 lives, you play the Flampe. You play this, easy value. Yeah. On play, KO up to one of your opponent's cards with a cost of equal or less than both of your life. So you don't KO something after you gain the life. So if you have like 1 life, your opponent has 2 life, you play this, you KO a 3 cost, then you gain a life. So you cannot KO a 4 cost because you get the life after the effect. Be mindful of that. Really good card, big numbers. We like big numbers. And you can never go wrong with Yamato. I really need to fix the alt art. Then for our 10 cost, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. We play 4 times Portugas the Ace. Yeah, this card is crazy. It goes ham, it goes hard. On play, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. Then if you have 2 or less life cards, this card gains rush. So be mindful. You can add, or you can swing if you have 3 or more, 2 or more. So be mindful of that. Stuff like that. So if you're at 1 life, you can add a life, swing, but if you're at 2 life, you can just gain a life. Wait, am I saying that correctly? Add up to 1 card. Yeah, okay. So if you're at 2 lives, you can play it. Don't add a life and just swing if you want to. So get a rush. Really good card. This one time at local, it was really funny. I saw an Enel player. He had 1 ace on the field. Opponent had 0 lives, had 2 blockers. He just swing with 10. Opponent blocked with the... How do you call it? With the Sabo. Swung with the Enel, the opponent blocked with Sabo, and then he just played a 10 cost out of hand, swing for life, really good. So you can punish people with that. Yeah, insane card, big numbers, and just swing and gain a life. Then for our 0 cost, we play 4 times You're the One Who Should Disappear. This card is crazy. It's a 0 cost counter. You may trash 1 card from your hand up to one of your leader or character, gains 3000 power during this turn. You don't really want to use it, just use the trigger. If you have 0 or less 0 life cards, add a life from top of your deck to the top of your life. And then trash 1 card. And then if your leader hits, you can gain 2 lives, really good. I never have this in my last life. Whenever I play this deck, never. But when I play against people, they all have this always in their last life. So I'm cursed. But yeah, this card will just win you games single-handedly if it's your last life. And then for the 6 cost, last cards, we play 4 times Raigo, aka Kingdom Come. Yeah, this card is really good if you have a Zora on your opponent's field, or if you need to go to 1 life ASAP. Don't be afraid if you are at 3 lives, you play this, you go to 1, this deck can handle that. You really want to get rid of really good cards with this. On main, KO up to one of your opponent's characters, then trash all the cards from your life till you have 1 life card. And the trigger is basically the same, KO up to one of your opponent's cards with a cost of equal or less life than the total of your and your opponent's life cards. Don't use the trigger, just use it to KO Zoros, to KO annoying cards that are lethal or other stuff, or really hard to remove cards. Basically, Zoro, just use it on an ankle Zoro. And then the trigger, you will never use it. You can just discard it with the Nami, stuff like that. But yeah, that's it for Enel. Not really that big of a difference. You can play the Bonnie if you want to. You can play the 4-cost Luffy if you want to. But Luffy will only KO a 4-cost or lower, but you will always draw a card when you are 2 lives or below. The Nami has a requirement of having 3 cards in hand and then draw 1. But still you can KO and you minus in hand, but that doesn't really matter. Just get rid of annoying cards and that's it. So yeah guys, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you want to see more content, subscribe. And this video was for a dude at our locals. So if you guys enjoy it, let me know. If you want to change stuff, let me know. If you're gonna try this list or add some changes, I'm also really fine. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.